What's good, y'all? Back out here, snooping this bitch. Bro, it's like sometimes I just gotta think about like I can't like it be certain questions you ask yourself that you can't get an answer to, and it just be busting your head, bro. Like this shit busting my head. Like I be never understanding why. Like for example, it be all what you call it. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just talking about the fact that like if I look back down my whole life, not even like on no like on this is not no cocky shit, no none of that, bro. But it's like if I look back on my whole life, it's like every time I don't know where I should go with this vid, cause it's I don't know. I don't know where I should go with this vid. I don't know. For me, I don't wanna get too into that bitch. But it's like, bro, my whole life, any type of like if I engaged a female in any way, like it don't even have to be like in a sexual way. Like I talk to girls that was not even like that I never even seen in person before. Never even got a chance to see them in person before, and still somehow, some way, they come across me to tell me. I remember I was talking to this girl. Let me put y'all on, right? Man, mind you, there's no disrespect to that female, nothing like that, but at this point in my life, particularly, I just I didn't care about anything. Like, I remember, if I watch my old vids, I keep telling niggas, like, it was a point in time in my life, and it was 2 years, bro. Like, it was 2, probably going on 3, but I just, like, I don't know, I couldn't, like, take it anymore. I had to, like, break out of that. I had to climb back out of myself and shit. But I really couldn't feel shit. Like, I didn't care. If I walked outside and I just got Blake, nigga, I ain't give a fuck type shit. Like, it was what it was. And I was on all levels with anything. Like, I was on all levels with anything, bro. For me, it's still, like, it is what it is type shit. But, like, you can't just change that. Like, that was just to the inner core of my being. I've always been a nonchalant person. Because if I reflect, go back to my childhood, because remember, my theory is it always start at home. And I confirmed that with myself, too. Like, I had to realize early, like, you can't control nobody else, my nigga. You can only control yourself. So you want to have the most control of yourself possible. That's just how I look at it. That's how I look at the world and shit. Don't mind my head. My shit fucked up. That's why one side is like, because I lay on one side, I guess. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I ain't have my scarf on or nothing. Because I be letting my thoughts run free. I don't like to have that cap on my head because it be putting pressure on my head when I'm sleeping shit. But yeah, back to the topic. It's like, fuck, I forgot where I left off at. Because there be so many thoughts that be running through my head. I be traveling through time, my nigga. I be future, past, and present. I gotta catch myself and see where the fuck I was just at. And what I mean by that is if I'm thinking about the future, right? And I could envision myself there, and then, nigga, I just traveled to the future. Technically, mentally, I just went to the future, right? And if I think about a memory from the past and I'm reliving that inside of my head, then technically I just time traveled to the past, right? Alright, so that's just how I look at it, my nigga. But obviously I can't take my emotions or take my body or my fucking the way I feel to that time, my nigga. I could remember with my mind, but I can't take my body and my emotions to that time again. So on time traveling mentally, it's not like I could travel my whole body and travel through the whole thing. But yeah, so fuck I was going. But yeah, it's like it don't matter. Like, I don't even have to have any type of real life intercourse with a female or anything like that. I feel like it's just, if I look back now, I feel like it's just my energy. Oh yeah, that's just bringing me back where I was. Yeah. Yeah. So I was just saying, that, feel me? You can't control nobody else. You can only control yourself. So you want to make sure. Why you biting me, Snoop? Why? Why the fuck you biting me, nigga? What's good? Snoopy want to play. I'm over here put my hand on. I'm trying to pet her and shit. She just popped on me for no reason. I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, she trying to play right now, but I'm recording the vid, so I'm gonna just let her play around by herself. Cause I usually do be playing with her. But that's the topic for another story. When you understand body language with animals, you understand like when they're trying to play and shit. Cause it's like they show they like predatory instincts and shit like that. Try to chase you around or you chase them around, shit like that. But yeah, when so that's just how I look at it when I'm saying that. If I can't control nobody else, then I'm gonna make sure I got the best control over myself possible, because that's the only thing I could control, right? And this is why that also kind of stemmed to a reason why I never want to drink or smoke and alter my state of consciousness or alter my state of control over myself. Like, I couldn't understand that. To put myself in a state where I'm in less control than I would want to be. So nah, I should never do. I can't be doing that. But so yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Oh yeah, alright. So then yeah, that just connect back. So I'm talking to this girl from the Bronx shit. At this time, I couldn't feel nothing. Like, remember that. And it's just a quick story time. I'm not really trying to put y'all on it, but that's not what it's about. I was talking to this girl from the Bronx shit. No disrespect to her. I don't know if she gonna see this video or not. I really don't give a fuck, to be honest. But I was talking to her and shit, and she was like going through a rough time in her life and shit. And me not being able to feel anything. Even with that, I still had to like fabricate the feeling of how I would feel. I have to think. Like, this how my mindset was right at the time. I was like, yo, feel me? If this was the old ex, before he went into a voided state, because that's what I would call it. I would call it the void. Because it's not like I was on a good frequency. I wasn't on no bad frequency. I just was neutral, nigga. Like, I didn't care about anything. So I was chilling. I was always in my own lane right here, just staying in the middle. The middle way, right here. I mean, it was a bad and then it was good. And I was never on either or. I was just here. Feel me? But I might could jump to one side or the other during the, like if it was a situation that occurred. Like, let's say if I had to get crazy real quick, then yeah, I could jump to a bad frequency for me and channel that. But it's like, I ain't never really had no problem like that, because the niggas know I wasn't going for it. But, what you call it? Talking to the girl from the Bronx. And she was going through a rough time in her life, I guess, or whatever. But she was attracted to me. I don't know what happened. She was attracted to me. Feel me? She was shooting her shot and shit. And I was talking to her for a little bit. And I told her straight up, like, yo, I can't feel nothing. I don't really think it's a good idea for you to be talking to me and shit like that. Because your feelings not going to be reciprocated. I done told this to damn near every girl I ever talked to in my life. And ever since that time when I went through that period in my life, I done told that to damn near every girl I ever talked to in my life. I'm like, yo, your feelings not going to be reciprocated, so it's not really a good idea for you to talk to me. Like, go find somebody that's going to make you happy type shit. And I literally say that. I'm a blunt nigga. You could go and ask them. I say that to all of them. But it's like, every time I say that, they just don't do it. And I'll be genuinely feeling bad, because I know that they only hurting themselves by not doing what I just told them, what I just advised them to do. So yeah, feel me? I kept talking to her, whatever. She was going through a rough time. I was kind of like helping her through it. Like I told y'all niggas, I've been in this therapy field, but I'm not a therapist. They wouldn't consider me a therapist. I really don't care, but for me, I just been in the field doing the field work. So I got a lot of real life experience. But she was going through a rough time in her life and shit. And I kind of was like, peeking into her mind, and I was like, kind of like building her up in a way mentally. And I guess she took that as I guess she didn't know how to perceive that, me building her up mentally. Couldn't really build her up emotionally, because I have nothing to give her, because I don't feel shit. So it's like, I only could thrive in that little mental aspect that I was living in. And when I got done building her up, or I'm not gonna say I got done, she was still in her perk, but she was just better off. She was more stronger mentally than when she started off and shit. So after I got done and shit, or after, like, I just felt like I just couldn't interact with her no more because it became draining because she wanted to keep interacting with me every day and shit. And I'm not really the type for that because I really don't need that emotional stimulation, especially not at that time because I honestly couldn't care about emotions. That's my thoughts was like clear of any emotional like, you know how before you decide something, your emotions would kind of like cloud your judgment because it would be like what you feel over like what you think, and it would be like they clash, and whoever wins is just whatever you go with. Feel me? Depending on if your emotion's stronger, if your heart's stronger than your mind, or whatever like that. So I didn't have no type of like emotional thing clouding my mind. My mind was just free of any type of emotional thing where I like try to feel and anything like that. All my decisions was straight logical. It was all logistics. It was never not no emotional thing going on. So when I guess she try to interact with me every day, try to call me and shit like that, and I just was like, nah, I can't fuck with it because it's just like, nah, this is emotionally draining to me because my emotional meter was so low for any type of, if I tried to if you try to stimulate me emotionally to a certain degree, it's gonna like shut me down. Like I'm gonna crash type shit. Like I just not gonna, I need time to like replenish myself emotionally, bro, because I have no energy. And I was always tired. I was always sleeping. So like I can't. So that whole thing, like, and then she started crying and shit. She like, oh, I love you, this and that. I'm like, yo, bro. I had to ask her, I'm like, yo, like, what's your version of love? Like, what do you perceive love to be? And I was genuinely curious when I asked this question. But this checkmated her, I guess. She couldn't respond to me for a long amount of time, for a little while. Then she came back, she said, I don't know, but I just feel a strong emotion towards you. At the time, I didn't have this higher level of perspective and higher level of consciousness to know, like, what the fuck. It's, to me then, it didn't make sense. To me now, it would make sense because I honestly just helped this person out of a rough spot and talked them through it mentally and gave them and grew their mental capacity to be able to hold much more. So it's like, after that, you kind of feel some type of sense of affection toward another person, I would think. That's just how I look at it for me from like a fourth dimensional perspective. I'm not putting my emotions into that or anything like that because I'm not been in that position where I could like, feel me? Actually, I have been in that position, but it's like it don't make me feel like to be in love with that person or attracted to that person. But I could be attracted to that person's mind, if you feel what I'm saying. Like, because it's like somebody's mind able to stimulate yours on a certain level, you're gonna be attracted to that person mentally. And I'm not trying to make this video too long or nothing like that. I'm just out here chatting because it's just what's on my mind right now. I just woke up too. This is fresh off the dawn, so I just gotta get this out before I feel like going about my day and shit, and then I just forget about it. This always come up though. Like I always be wondering about this shit. Cause it's like, why it's like, and this goes into another video I want to make. That's why I don't want to go too much into it. But I'm gonna touch on it here. It's like a pedestal, right? A lot of females, or a lot of people in general. It's something about my energy where they just decide to put me on a pedestal in their mind. And I don't want to be put on no pedestal. Like I always said this. A lot of people, like, people that, for me, the real niggas that I talked to, I got intimate with mentally. Feel me? And like it was like after school hours and shit, and we would go places and just vibe out and generate on a high frequency, and then we just be talking about life and shit. And all those points I hit on at the depths of my mind and shit. Feel me? I still fuck with y'all. Shout out to y'all, my nigga. But it's like they put me on a pedestal and shit. I never wanted to be on a pedestal. I didn't even have any energy to be on a pedestal, to be somebody like, I'm not saying idol. They didn't idolize me, but they put me on a pedestal in terms of like they think I'm their savior. It's either they think I'm their savior, they just perceiving me to be way higher than I was perceiving myself to be at the time. Like they could see it in me before I could see it in myself. Feel me? But like I never had problems getting a female, but that's not what it's not really about. It's like really the fact that they will actually put themselves at emotional anguish for the benefit of me when I'm telling them to put themselves before they putting me up there, because I'm not even putting myself up there in the first place. So that's what it was, and I always was wondering about that shit. Like, shit don't make sense. Even now to this day though, and it's not only, I'm not saying every female I talk to they put me on a pedestal, or any female that tried to fuck with me put me on a pedestal. I'm just saying these are just some examples of how I could perceive how they were thinking, and this is literally what it was. Because it comes to a certain point that you're not even thinking about what you're doing to yourself. You're just thinking about the next person benefit, but you're not, like, for me. So it's kind of like I'm having influence over them indirectly, but I'm really not doing anything with them or doing anything to them for me to even have that much influence over their lives or what they decisions that they make. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe the energy just there. I still don't have the answer to this, by the way. I just be wondering on it. So to put this on here, I might be watch this video. This the only video I might be watch. I might just, like, when it comes across my mind, I might just come back to this video and rewatch this shit, and then reflect it and break it down from a fourth dimensional perspective and a higher perspective in general, and keep breaking it down. I don't know, bro. Maybe the energy just different, bro. I don't know what to say. For me, not even not trying to brag or nothing like that. I'm really coming here to, like, I'm just giving y'all the pieces. Like, I'm engaging with y'all on a personal level. But not only that, it's not just for that. I'm just trying to come here as well. It's not for y'all, but for myself too. Because when I get it out, I can be able to come back to the vid, watch this shit, and really look at this shit again. Because it's like, I don't know, it's like a beacon. It's like a light. It's like a beacon that they see. And it be like kind of dark, kind of fuzzy, and it's like a beacon, and it calls out to them. And they come and they grab onto that beacon. They don't want to let go. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I still can't figure out the mystery. I still can't crack the code. I don't know what to say about that. But it is what it is, my nigga. Yeah, but anybody that ever interacted with me on that level or talk to me, they can't say I didn't leave them better off. If not emotionally, mentally, than where they was before I met them. Because I'm just that type of person. Not saying I'm no healer, but I'm just that type of person to, if I'm trying to engage with you, or if you're trying to engage with me emotionally or mentally or anything like that, I had to build you up first to where I perceive myself to be on that thing, if you're not already there. And to just go back to the post I made when I said, before you engage me mentally, ask yourself, are you equipped to be able to hold? Do you have the mental capacity to be able to hold the weight of my consciousness? Because these pieces is heavy, my nigga. You got to be able to have some type of mental strength to be able to hold that shit. Mental capacity to be able to hold the shit. I be going on about. Damn, I was asleep all day and shit. I was up to like 7. The lights just came on and shit. But it's crazy. But yeah, I'm at the end of the day. Yeah, I can keep going on and on about the subject, but honestly, I don't have an answer to it for me to break it down for y'all. I just hope you can learn from some of me. I don't know, somebody else might experience this shit. One of y'all niggas might, feel me, be feeling this shit or whatever. But nah, I just wouldn't get it. Cause if the roles were reversed, right, I would always go with a logical situation. I always have trouble deciphering niggas' emotions for real. When they be like, oh, I'm gonna do this because I love this person. I'm gonna do this for that reason. And I'll be having trouble because I use so much logistics in my decision making that I can't fathom straight being able to feel and then going off that with no type of logistic being into it. And it's self-harmful to themselves because they not guiding their emotions in the right direction that's going to benefit them. They guiding in the direction that benefits somebody else just because of what they perceive they want. What they perceive they want, not what they need, because this is what they perceive they want, because you don't need nobody. And a lot of that could stem from what happened at home too, is what I was saying. Or it could just stem from the niggas not loving themselves or having nobody that poured into them emotionally, mentally, anything for any reason. Now, feel me? blessed to say I had that. That's another jewel I just dropped y'all. Y'all niggas might have to rewind that shit, cause I just low-key said some shit. That was off the dome, my nigga. No, feel me? I don't be thinking about this shit. We coming off the dome. So for me, that was another jewel for y'all niggas. Y'all niggas might have to rewind that shit. Really play that shit, man. Cause that shit crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm blessed to say. What my mother do. People that I met in my life. Feel me? My mother poured into me emotionally. Even I was at my lowest time emotionally. I was still being like, I had people I could talk to that would mentally stimulate me, mentally, and I would be able to off these fabricated emotions, because I had to feel in my head. Now that my heart was like dormant, my emotions was not there. I was blocked. I mean, me talking to those people could give me a better, like, give me more in tune with myself. Shout out to Abigail once again, my nigga. Shout out to them niggas I was talking to at Smashburger and shit. Y'all know y'all the guys and shit. But just anybody, for me, like, school wasn't really the environment for me in terms of the work environment. But the environment of the people that I was surrounded by, yeah, I fuck with them niggas heavy. Word. Teachers, students, all of that. I'm not gonna say all of them. I ain't gonna say no names, but for me, they know who they is. Teachers, students, I fuck with them, all of that, bro. Like, it's genuinely people in this world, they gonna want the best for you. So you go ahead. When you meet those people, you gonna know. Just talk to them. But y'all still can't crack the code with this female shit, but it is what it is, my nigga. Still to this day, if I go on and I'm not even gonna try to flex or nothing, but if I go and, like, if I put a beacon out there, it's like a little trap. If I go and set a trap, a female is gonna walk by and come into that trap, and then I'm going to say, yo, I'm gonna let them free, let them walk, and they come back to that same trap every morning, every day. They come back and they just don't let go. They won't leave. It's like I put a trap out there for some food, and then they come into the trap and they just don't leave. Like they want to be devoured type shit. That's what's gonna happen to you emotionally. Well, during that time, that's what would have happened emotionally if I chose to engage them. I feel like I'm just using them because I don't feel what they feeling. Feel me? I never want to be no dog type of nigga or no shame nigga to be doing that to nobody. No human being. I know the effects that can have on a person because I seen it. And even if I didn't see it, if I take myself to a high perspective, me looking at it, how that could, if I'm me stimulating from the idea that it all started at home, and if I do that to somebody and I could fracture their mind, see, I could always manipulate somebody at a higher level. I just never chose to. But nah, I love y'all niggas, bro. For me, I hope y'all learned something from this vid. Or if not, at least y'all niggas, for me, I don't know, learn something about me. I love y'all niggas. Keep being a human being. I'm gonna keep striving to be the best human being you can be. And I'm gonna see you at the next one, my nigga. Peace.